She stole my brand deal, so I took her entire sponsorship down. The world of influencing is glamorous on the outside, the perfect lighting, the curated smiles, the flawless brand collabs. But behind the filters, it's a battlefield. And this story? It's about how one betrayal worth $100,000 turned two best friends into bitter enemies, and how one influencer used truth, receipts, and strategy to bring down an entire sponsorship empire. Meet Ava. 27, lifestyle influencer, known for her wholesome Sunday reset videos, cozy apartment aesthetics, and honest reviews. She'd built her community slowly over 5 years, one authentic post at a time. And then there was Chloe. Same age, same niche, but a little louder. More daring. They met at a brand event in LA and instantly clicked. Their friendship became content, collaborations, Q&As, joint lives. Audiences loved their energy. They were #bestie goals for their followers. Soon, brands started pitching collabs to them as a duo. Skincare lines, wellness apps, even home decor brands. Their reach together was strong. But Ava didn't know that while she saw Chloe as a sister, Chloe saw her as competition. The turning point came when Bloom & Company, a premium wellness brand, reached out to Ava for a $100,000 brand deal, her biggest ever. They loved her authenticity and wanted her to be the face of their summer campaign. She was ecstatic. She called Chloe that night. Can you believe it? Bloom & Company wants me. It's huge, Chloe. Chloe congratulated her, overly sweet, overly supportive. But behind that phone call, jealousy began to simmer. You see, Chloe had pitched to Bloom & Company months ago, and they'd politely declined. Hearing that her best friend got the deal she wanted? It stung. And that's when she decided if she couldn't have it fairly, she'd take it another way. Ava continued with negotiations excitedly, emails, drafts, timelines. She even told Chloe about every step, trusting her like a sister. What she didn't know was that Chloe was secretly emailing Bloom & Company behind her back, offering a lower rate, more edgy content, and even bad-mouthing Ava subtly, calling her too safe for viral campaigns. Bloom & Company liked saving money. And within 2 weeks, Ava got an email that shattered her. We regret to inform you that due to internal adjustments, we'll have to withdraw our previous offer. We hope to collaborate in the future. She stared at the screen, her stomach sinking. This was supposed to be her breakthrough. She tried to call Chloe that night. No answer. The next morning, she saw Chloe post a Bloom & Company teaser on her Instagram story. Her logo. Her campaign concept. Her dream. Stolen. And that's where this revenge story begins. Because Ava wasn't just going to cry. She was going to fight back with receipts. Ava couldn't move. Her phone screen blurred as she stared at Chloe's Bloom & Company teaser, the same concept she'd spent nights perfecting. The pastel backdrop, the delicate summer tones, the voiceover style, it was hers. But on Chloe's page, it looked like Chloe's vision. The betrayal hit her like a punch to the chest. She couldn't, Ava whispered to herself. For the next few days, Ava spiraled between denial and rage. She kept replaying their conversations in her head, the late-night brainstorming calls, the shared Pinterest boards, the way Chloe would nod and say, "Yes, that's genius," every time Ava came up with an idea. And now, Chloe had taken everything. She started receiving DMs from mutual influencer friends. "OMG, I thought this was your campaign? Didn't you pitch this idea to Bloom first?" Wait, what happened? Ava kept quiet. She didn't want to look bitter or start drama online. That's how the influencer world worked, image first, feelings later. But inside, something in her snapped. She opened her email. She went through her entire conversation with Bloom & Company. Every message, every PDF deck, every draft. She noticed something odd. The campaign timeline Chloe had posted didn't match the date Ava got dropped. Bloom had pulled out on May 14th. But Chloe's teaser clearly had a shoot date of May 10th in the background, visible on a whiteboard reflection. That meant Chloe had started working on the campaign before Ava was even officially dropped. This wasn't luck. This was premeditated sabotage. Globe with Meridian's behind the scenes, Chloe's secret play. What Ava didn't know, but was about to find out, was that Chloe had been plotting for weeks. When Ava first told her about the deal, Chloe pretended to be excited, but immediately forwarded Ava's proposal deck to her own manager, writing, "Can we pitch this idea, but with me as talent? I'll tweak it. Also, offer them a cheaper rate. She's probably charging too much." Chloe's manager saw an opportunity. Bloom and company liked the campaign concept, but wanted someone more bold for their rebranding. Chloe then started leaking minor flaws in Ava's image subtly. She's sweet, but her engagement is slowing. She's not edgy enough for TikTok virality. She takes too long to deliver content. Lies. All lies. Bloom liked Chloe's aggressive pricing. She offered $75,000 instead of $100,000. And she agreed to a shorter turnaround time to make herself look more efficient. By May 8th, Chloe had signed the contract that was supposed to be Ava's. By May 10th, she was shooting Ava's concept. And on May 14th, Bloom sent Ava the polite, "We regret to inform you" email. Speech balloon. The cracks begin to show while Ava stayed silent online. She noticed Chloe's comments start to fill with hints. Wait, wasn't this Ava's vibe? This looks familiar. Eyes love this, but I swear I saw Ava post about this concept first. Chloe started replying with overly cheerful, "OMG new. I've had this idea for months" sparkles comments. The kind that were too polished, like she'd practiced her innocence. Ava could have gone nuclear right then. A single Instagram story could have turned Chloe's world upside down. But she didn't. Because revenge is best served with receipts, timing, and precision. Receipt gathering evidence. Ava started collecting everything. Screenshots of her initial Bloom and company outreach, proposal drafts, date-stamped concept boards, voice notes Chloe sent pretending to help her, the whiteboard reflection showing Chloe's shoot date. She even reached out to a friend who'd worked freelance on Chloe's shoot. The friend hesitated at first. "I don't want drama." But Ava calmly explained that this wasn't drama. It was theft. The friend confirmed Chloe had mentioned Ava's name on set. Yeah, she said something like, "Ava's too slow with brands. I'll do this faster." That was it. The final puzzle piece clicked. Handshake. The industry knows the influencer world is tight-knit, especially in niche communities like wellness and lifestyle. Word travels fast. Ava knew that if she simply posted evidence, it would go viral for a day, maybe two. People would gossip, then move on. But if she wanted lasting consequences, not just public sympathy but professional fallout, she needed to strategically expose Chloe where it hurt most: the industry's trust. She quietly reached out to two other influencers who had also had deals mysteriously fall through after Chloe got involved. One had lost a skincare partnership. Another had noticed Chloe posting similar captions to their drafts. "She's been doing this to everyone," one influencer whispered over a call. "She pretends to be your friend, then undercuts you." Ava's heartbreak transformed into cold determination. She wasn't just getting revenge for herself anymore. She was going to expose a pattern. Writing hand. The plan begins. She drafted a detailed timeline. Date. She was approached by Bloom when she told Chloe's offer and campaign signing timeline, evidence of concept theft, witness statements. Then she drafted a polite but firm email to Bloom and company SPR team, attaching everything. She didn't attack Chloe emotionally. She simply laid out facts, timelines, and evidence of breach of trust. This is not a personal dispute. This is a breach of confidentiality, brand trust, and professional integrity. As a creator who has worked with Bloom in good faith, I believed this deserved your immediate attention. She hit send. And waited. Mantelpiece clocked the calm before the storm for 48 hours. Nothing happened. Chloe kept posting campaign content. Bloom kept liking it, and Ava's heart twisted each time she saw it. But then, Bloom's legal team replied, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. This is a serious matter. Our team is reviewing the documents and will be in touch." Short, corporate, but powerful. 2 days later, Chloe posted a very odd story. "Sometimes people can't handle other people's success. Face-blowing kiss. Haters gonna hate sparkles." The industry started whispering. A storm was building. And Ava? She wasn't even halfway done. 3 mornings later, Ava woke up to her phone buzzing nonstop. Group chats, DMs, Twitter notifications. Girl, check TikTok. Something's happening. Did Bloom drop Chloe? You didn't tell us you were behind this? Her hands shook as she opened the app. The first video on her For You page had 500,000 views overnight. A mutual influencer had posted a TikTok, movie camera, so apparently. Chloe's Bloom and Company campaign wasn't even hers. She stole the concept from another creator. Here's the proof. It was a calm, factual breakdown, side-by-side screenshots of Ava's original mood boards and Chloe's live campaign. Dates, receipts, overlapping text, even identical color palettes. The comments section exploded. Wait, wasn't this Ava's? Oh my god, Chloe is done. Stealing from other women in the industry? Disgusting. Ava hadn't posted a single thing herself. But her story was spreading like wildfire. Police car light Bloom reacts that afternoon. Bloom and Company quietly deleted all of Chloe's campaign posts from their official Instagram. By evening, they issued a corporate statement. Bloom and Company has been made aware of serious concerns regarding the originality of recent influencer content. We take intellectual property and brand integrity very seriously. Effective immediately, we are suspending all partnerships with Chloe Hart pending review. It wasn't an apology to Ava. It wasn't even a direct acknowledgement. But Ava knew this was her doing. Behind the polished PR lines was one undeniable fact: Chloe's deal was dead. Performing arts Chloe plays the victim. The influencer world loves drama, but it loves victimhood even more. So of course, Chloe went live on Instagram that night. She sat in soft lighting, mascara smudged, voice trembling. I can't believe people are trying to ruin me. I've worked so hard for this. I've always supported other creators. This is just jealousy. Pure jealousy. Her fans flooded the comments with heart emojis. But mixed between them were knives. Girl, we saw the receipts. Not jealousy if you literally copied her deck. Where's your proof you came up with it? The cracks were widening. Puzzle piece Ava's masterstroke. Up until now, Ava had stayed completely silent. She let others post. She let rumors swirl. She let the industry speculate. But silence only works for so long. So she crafted one single Instagram story. No rants. No shade. Just evidence. She posted a simple side-by-side slide. On the left, her Bloom proposal, dated and time-stamped. On the right, Chloe's campaign shot with the whiteboard date circled in red. No captions. No hashtags. Just facts. Within hours, her story had been screen-recorded and reposted thousands of times. Twitter threads, TikTok breakdowns, even gossip blogs picked it up. Newspaper, influencer war. Did Chloe Hart steal her campaign? Ava didn't need to scream. The internet was screaming for her. Briefcase behind closed doors. The influencer world might thrive on likes and comments, but the real decisions happen in boardrooms. Bloom's PR team wasn't just worried about Chloe, they were worried about themselves. Brands hate being tied to scandals. And when Ava's receipts went viral, other influencers started tagging Bloom in posts. We thought you supported creators fairly. Why are you protecting content theft? At Bloom, silence isn't a good look. By the end of the week, Bloom not only cut Chloe off, they reached out to Ava directly. We sincerely apologize for what happened. We'd like to revisit working together, perhaps even relaunch the campaign with you. Ava didn't answer right away. Not because she wasn't tempted. $100,000 was still life-changing. But because she knew something more important was happening. Chloe's empire was crumbling. Chart decreasing the brand exodus within days, other brands started pulling away from Chloe. A jewelry collab went dark. A skincare partnership announced creative differences. Her sponsored posts slowed to a trickle. Influencer gossip pages tracked it all, gleefully documenting her downfall. And Chloe? She doubled down. She kept posting curated selfies, motivational captions, even vague quotes like, "The truth always comes out." Gemstone, but engagement tanked. Her once devoted fans began to turn on her, hungry for accountability she refused to give. The same people who had once cheered her on now commented, "You built your career on lies." Unfollowed. Can't support thieves. Ava deserves better. It was happening. The one thing Chloe had feared most. Reputation collapse. Detective the journalist enters a week later. Ava got a DM from a verified account. It was a journalist for a major lifestyle magazine. Hi Ava, I'm writing a feature on ethical issues in influencer marketing. Would you be open to sharing your experience on or off record? Ava hesitated. Going public in print meant attaching her face and name to the drama permanently. But she also knew this was her chance to make the story bigger than just Chloe versus Ava. This was about influencers everywhere who had been silenced, undercut, or manipulated. So she agreed. On background first. Carefully. Professionally. She gave the journalist copies of her proposal, the timeline, the screenshots. She never once insulted Chloe personally. She framed it as a larger systemic problem. And when the article dropped 2 weeks later, the headline read, "Newspaper, When Influencers Steal. The Silent Epidemic of Idea Theft in Social Media Marketing." Chloe wasn't named directly, but everyone knew. Light bulb Ava's realization as Ava read the article. She realized something profound. This wasn't just about one deal. It wasn't even just about Chloe. It was about power. Chloe had thought she was untouchable, a star who could step on anyone to climb higher. But Ava had proven something bigger. When you build your empire on stolen bricks, it eventually collapses. And Ava? She didn't even have to push hard. She just had to show the world the truth. The morning after Ava's video dropped felt electric. Social media wasn't just buzzing, it was roaring. Hashtags like #ChloeExposed, #InfluencerRevenge, and #AvaSpeaksTruth dominated X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Major tea pages reposted Ava's 12-minute exposé like wildfire, stitching her calm, articulate takedown with their own commentary. Within 3 hours, Chloe's pristine, picture-perfect image had a crack, and by lunchtime, that crack became a fault line. Mobile phone comment sections were brutal. "We've been following a fraud for years." Imagine stealing ideas from someone and then calling yourself a girl boss, loudly crying face. Not Ava airing out the receipts like a lawyer clapping hands fired. Ava had spent months preparing her evidence. She didn't just accuse Chloe of stealing her viral campaigns, brand pitch decks, and even captions. She showed side-by-side screenshots, timelines, metadata. She had dates, contracts, and emails. But what made the video go viral wasn't the evidence alone. It was Ava's tone. She wasn't screaming, crying, or throwing shade. She was composed, sharp, strategic. She opened the video with, "For years, I believed being kind and quiet would protect me. But silence only protected the person who took everything from me. So today, I'm telling the truth with proof." Fire. It was a masterclass in controlled fury. Meanwhile, Chloe's team scrambled. Her manager held emergency Zoom meetings with PR firms. Her assistant frantically deleted old tweets that might add fuel. Chloe herself was on her luxury apartment balcony, wrapped in a silk robe, pacing while texting her lawyer. "This isn't that serious," she kept saying. "People forget. Give it a day." She underestimated the internet's appetite for influencer drama. Within 24 hours, 3 major brands quietly paused their collaborations with Chloe. A skincare company unlisted her campaign from their YouTube channel. Influencer friends who once flooded her comments with fire emojis suddenly went silent. One even posted a vague tweet, "Some of y'all built your platforms on other people's backs," grimacing face. Chloe felt the ground shift beneath her, and she made her first fatal move. She uploaded a 5-minute apology video. Except, it wasn't an apology. It was a carefully rehearsed PR performance filled with soft lighting, piano music, and phrases like, "If I hurt anyone unintentionally, this is being taken out of context. I was inspired by Ava, like many creators are." The internet wasn't having it. Comments flooded in, "Girl, this isn't Pinterest. You stole. Why are you crying when you're the thief?" Where's the accountability? Ava, meanwhile, stayed silent. That silence was strategic. She'd already dropped the bomb, now she let the public reaction build pressure. She focused on work. She answered a few interview DMs from mid-tier journalists, but didn't gloat online. She wanted Chloe to implode on her own. And she did. 2 days later, Chloe went live on Instagram. This time, without the soft lighting or a polished script. Her face was blotchy, her voice shaky. Over 20,000 people tuned in. She started the live with, "I just want to tell my side before everyone cancels me." Big mistake. She ranted for nearly 40 minutes, blaming Ava for choosing to air private stuff publicly, accusing jealous small creators of attacking her, and claiming everyone borrows ideas. But then, she slipped. In a moment of raw anger, Chloe said, "Ava was lucky I even took her under my wing. Without me, no one would even know her name." The comment went viral within minutes. Clipped, memed, stitched. People compared it to classic downfall moments, like celebrities getting caught saying something they can't PR their way out of. By the end of the week, Chloe's brand reputation had crumbled. Her largest sponsor announced they were terminating their contract for misrepresentation and breach of trust. Her management agency quietly removed her from their roster. Fellow influencers unfollowed her in droves. And Ava? She started getting brand emails Chloe used to receive. The very same wellness brand that had once ghosted Ava months ago reached out. "We'd love to collaborate with you on an upcoming campaign. Your authenticity really aligns with our values." Irony had never tasted sweeter. But Chloe wasn't done trying. She hired a crisis PR consultant who advised her to post a redemption arc vlog series, crying in her childhood bedroom, sharing old clips, talking about growth. She tried to pivot into a humble, reflective persona. The problem? The internet had seen the receipts. People don't forget when screenshots are clear. Her attempts came across as manipulative. Every video was dissected by commentary channels. Reaction YouTubers with millions of subscribers analyzed her tone frame by frame. TikTok creators made parody skits of her apology. One viral comment summed it up: "This isn't a redemption arc, it's a rerun of every influencer downfall ever." Meanwhile, Ava was flourishing quietly. She didn't dunk on Chloe. She didn't post shady memes. She simply focused on creating original content, the same kind that Chloe had once stolen. But this time, people noticed. She gained 100K followers in 2 weeks. Her follower count passed Chloe's. She booked a panel at a major marketing summit to talk about ethics and authenticity in digital spaces. Journalists started referring to her as the creator who exposed influencer plagiarism. The final blow came a month later. An investigative journalist published a deep-dive article revealing how Chloe had repeatedly lifted ideas from multiple small creators over the years, not just Ava. Her entire brand genius persona was built on a pattern of quiet theft. The headline read, "Influencer Empire Built on Lies, The Rise and Fall of Chloe Hart." It trended number 3 on Google. After that, Chloe's public image never recovered. Her sponsors evaporated. Her fans scattered. Her carefully curated empire, worth millions in brand deals, was reduced to a cautionary tale in marketing courses. And Ava? She didn't just get justice. She got power. When asked in a podcast interview how she felt watching Chloe's downfall, Ava simply said, "She tried to erase me." Instead, she erased herself. Her words became the most quoted line of the episode and trended on TikTok with dramatic music edits. The influencer world had shifted. For years, big creators thought they could quietly take from smaller voices without consequences. But Ava's revenge story proved otherwise. One well-planned truth can burn down an empire built on lies. The months after Chloe's downfall felt surreal for Ava. For years, Ava had watched Chloe dominate timelines, magazine covers, influencer panels, brand trips, interviews. Chloe's face had been everywhere. But now? Her name existed mostly in commentary videos, cautionary think pieces, and marketing lectures about unethical practices. Meanwhile, Ava's own name had quietly become synonymous with authenticity and accountability. She wasn't just the girl Chloe stole from anymore. She was Ava Brooks, the influencer who exposed an empire and built her own from the ashes. The shift began slowly. At first, Ava didn't know what to expect. She'd told the truth, yes, but she never expected her story to reshape entire conversations within the influencer industry. She received emails daily from small creators. "Thank you for speaking up. I thought no one cared when bigger influencers took our work. Your story gave me courage. I stopped letting agencies underpay me. I've been through the same thing, and watching you stand up changed how I see myself." For Ava, this was bigger than revenge now. It was a movement. But with that movement came attention, a lot of attention. Journalists wanted exclusives. Brands wanted to align with her image. Panel organizers wanted her on stage. She even got a DM from a well-known talk show producer asking if she'd consider telling her story on national TV. And the followers kept coming. By the third month, Ava had tripled her follower count, crossing the 500,000 mark. But this wasn't like Chloe's growth, based on stolen aesthetics and shallow trends. Ava's audience was deeply loyal. They engaged, they commented, they trusted. It was exactly the kind of foundation Chloe had never truly built. Meanwhile, Chloe's spiral continued behind the scenes. After the exposé article went viral, Chloe attempted a rebrand. She deleted thousands of posts, archived every video, and unfollowed nearly everyone. She switched her profile picture to something minimalistic and posted a single black square with the caption, "Reset." But the internet wasn't forgiving. Her attempts to post lifestyle content again were met with skeptical, sarcastic comments. "Oh, is this original or someone else's idea? We haven't forgotten memo, reset won't reset the receipts." She tried to pivot to TikTok under a slightly different username, hoping to build a new audience, but eagle-eyed followers spotted her immediately. Her reputation followed her like a shadow. Back in Ava's world, something unexpected happened. She got invited to speak at a major influencer summit in Los Angeles. The theme of the panel? Transparency, creativity, and ownership in the digital age. The event was hosted in a massive hotel ballroom, packed with industry professionals, creators, marketers, and journalists. As Ava stood backstage, mic clipped to her blazer, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: power, the quiet, earned kind. When she walked on stage, the applause was immediate and thunderous. People knew who she was. She sat beside other respected creators, not because she begged for the spot, but because she earned it. During the panel, a moderator asked, "Ava, if you could tell new creators one thing about protecting their work and their voice, what would it be?" She didn't hesitate. "Never believe that silence protects you. Speak clearly. Keep receipts. And don't let anyone convince you that your work only has value when it's in their hands." The audience erupted in cheers. Not everyone loved Ava's rise. Some of Chloe's remaining loyalists whispered that Ava got lucky or that she just exposed someone and rode the wave. But Ava didn't waste her energy on that. She had learned the power of letting truth do the talking. She focused on content, collaborations with ethical brands, and mentorship for smaller creators. She even started a free online workshop series teaching creators how to protect their intellectual property, negotiate contracts, and spot red flags in the industry. Those workshops sold out within hours. Then came a turning point Ava didn't expect. 6 months after the exposé, Chloe reached out. Not through social media. Not through a public statement. Through a handwritten letter. The envelope arrived at Ava's P.O. box, and at first, she thought it was fan mail. But inside was neat cursive on cream stationery. "Ava, I don't expect forgiveness. I know I built something wrong and paid the price. But I want you to know that you were right to speak out. I wish I'd been the person I pretended to be. Chloe." Ava read it twice. She didn't feel anger. She didn't feel pity. She just exhaled. She never replied, not because she wanted to be cruel, but because the chapter was closed. She'd gotten her justice. She didn't need an ending with Chloe. The ending had written itself. By the 1-year mark, Ava had transformed completely. She launched her own creative agency, hiring a small but talented team of strategists, designers, and marketers. Their mission? Empower original voices. Protect creative ownership. The agency grew rapidly. Some of the brands that had once worked exclusively with Chloe now approached Ava's agency, seeking authentic campaigns with real impact. She had become the kind of industry figure she once thought she'd never be, not because she followed trends, but because she led with integrity. The most poetic moment came during the following year's Influencer Awards Gala. Ava received an email. "Congratulations, Ava Brooks. You've been nominated for the Creator Integrity Award." She didn't expect to win. Just being nominated was overwhelming. But when the night came and her name was called, the entire room rose in a standing ovation. She walked on stage in a sleek black gown, the spotlight warm on her face. The host handed her the award, and as she took the microphone, Ava smiled. "A year ago, I thought my voice didn't matter. I thought if I stayed quiet, the truth would somehow surface on its own. But I learned something powerful. The moment you speak your truth, everything changes." This award isn't just for me. It's for every small creator who thought their work wasn't valuable. It is. And no one can take that from you. It was the kind of cinematic full-circle moment you see in movies. But this was real. Chloe watched that moment from afar. She'd moved out of LA, trying to build a quieter life offline. She wasn't bitter anymore, just a reminder of what happens when you build on stolen foundations. And Ava? She didn't think about Chloe anymore. She didn't need to. She'd won not by destroying Chloe, but by building something better in the ruins. Her revenge wasn't fire and fury. It was clarity, patience, and strategy. And in the influencer world, where lies can be loud but the truth lasts longer, Ava's story became legendary.